Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we are shipping out today on Thursday, so it was actually like a really good day. I had to go back to the storage unit like 2 times yesterday. I had to ship out that arcade stick, which I already showed yesterday. And then I had to go back to get something, which is going to be the last thing that sold for today, or last thing I'm going to show today. So I'm just going to jump into the first thing. So the first thing is Dragonlance 5th Age, the Eve of the Maelstrom book right here. So here you go. It's a paperback novel. It's fantasy. This one's kind of interesting because I remember as a kid, I was grabbing a bunch of Dragonlance novels when I would go to like Borders and stuff like that. But I don't know, I just like couldn't understand them. I don't know if it was just like my reading comprehension at the time or something like that. But I always thought the covers were cool, but then I never really got to dig into them. I played more video games than reading. But yeah, this one sold for $7.99. We do get a lot of books, so it's pretty cool to sell like an individual paperback for that much. So that's a pretty good sale, even though like the dollar amount is overall low. All right, moving along, we have a combo order. These are 2 lots of 30 HeroClix common and uncommon figures right there. So this is a bag of 30. I always label them by like letters. These do not have their cards with them, which isn't a big deal because one, you can memorize a lot of the powers except for the white superpowers, and the white superpowers are explained either on the internet or on the card, or you just memorize them. A lot of people memorize them. I used to play HeroClix. So it's always like interesting for me to figure out the sweet spot for bulk for these. This stuff, when I was playing the game in 2011, 12, and 13, would be considered like junk, like a penny or two, or sometimes people would just like, I wouldn't say throw them out there, but they would give them to kids when they would try to play HeroClix or stuff, just because they're kind of like these have rarities, right? So you get a bunch of these. But yeah, these sell for $15 for a pack of 30. That's why I've been doing it consistently. So yeah, combo order for $30 for bulk. Really cool. I always thought that HeroClix should be worth more the older that they are, but like HeroClix is usually whatever's like current is what's people are hunting, and the old stuff doesn't really get the financial respect I feel like it should. For example, like a card game like Magic or Pokemon, if you get really old stuff, that's going to be like the highest dollar value usually. So HeroClix is the reverse. The newest stuff is like the highest value, and then the old stuff usually, other than like a few weird chase rares, they usually are lower in value. It always blows my mind. I always want to just like buy a bunch of HeroClix just because I think that that's not correct overall, but we'll see where HeroClix goes in the long run. It's been around for a long time. All right, next up is going to be an art book for a board game, Deep Beneath the Sea, art story concept book right here. I don't know anything about this board game at all. It was probably just like a Kickstarter. There's the front and back. This ended up selling for $15, which is pretty cool. A lot of board games these days on Kickstarter come with all these extra like bits and pieces, and people do care about lore, story, art, and stuff like that. So yeah, someone's going to appreciate that, which is cool. All right, next up is a Warhammer 40K Black Crusade, the Game Master's kit, book only. So this is going to normally have a full kit, like a starter kit. Oh, this is for the Warhammer 40K role-playing game. Yeah, this is going to probably be an adventure for the particular thing. So normally this would have a Dungeon Master screen, maybe some character sheets and some other stuff for someone to jump into the game, kind of like a starter set before a role-playing game. So yeah, that sold for $18. All right, next up is, I put this as collectible only, City of Heroes PC game right here. I actually remember trying to get into this game. I think I paid a month for this. This is an MMO. Remember when I was playing WoW, this thing came out and I was like, oh, like WoW was kind of boring at the time. Because it had been out for a little bit, and I was like, I'm going to try this game. And I did play. It was a little, I didn't understand it, so I ended up stop playing it while it was pretty simplified. I was pretty sure this was collectible only. Like I assumed the servers weren't going to be around anymore, but I had someone send me like a kind of like an aggressive message of like how this game is still being run on servers, and that I shouldn't put that it's not playable because in my listing it says like collectible only, and that's I'm like doing a disservice to the game by like spreading misinformation. And I was like, whoa, dude, I didn't even know like that this game's still around. It's an MMO, but like they still have servers. And they ended up like telling me that there was like fan servers. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm technically not incorrect. Just because like a fan is upkeeping the game doesn't mean that like I should be advertising this as like a game that's still like in the box. You use the code and you're good to go. But like people are still playing it, and I'm gonna trust the person. They were really passionate about it. I wasn't really offended. It was just like I said, I was aggressive. All right, next up is an Nendroid from the stuff we recently got. Nikomata Okayu. I think that's how you say her name. She's gonna have like cat ears and like a sushi right here. Nendroids are just going to be more detailed like pop figures. I think these are from Japan. It's by a company called Good Smile Company. I got a bunch of these. If you look below at our video for all like the anime and manga and stuff we got, some Lord of the Rings books, other things, the arcade stick we sold. This is number 1,860. This sold for $44.99, which is pretty cool. And then the last thing for last thing on eBay that sold is a lot of 26 Kaijudo Vortex booster packs. So right here, Kaijudo was a really cool game. I actually had a lot of fun playing it. It was basically Wizards of the Coast bought it from whoever they bought it from. It was called Duel Masters, and then it turned into Kaijudo. It's kind of like a kid's version of Magic the Gathering. It plays very similarly. So that was their idea. They wanted to have like the Wizards wanted to have a Pokemon game for kids, and then they would eventually get into Magic the Gathering because it plays very similar. This is just more simplified. I thought it was a really fun game to play, even not as a kid. I forgot when this was around, 2013, 14 or 15, something like that. They eventually canceled it. They didn't do too well. They did okay, but obviously their numbers wouldn't have lied, and they stopped like producing this stuff. So I think this booster pack was more popular. I had originally had sets of 3 listed, like a pack of 3 packs, like a draft, because you can draft this game. And then I just had like individual pack listed if someone wanted an individual. Someone messaged me that they wanted to buy all of them. And generally when I get messages like that on eBay where someone goes like, oh, I want all this stuff, they end up throwing out like a really bad offer, and I stop caring, and I immediately just like, I just like ignore the messages. If someone's like, oh, I want to buy everything, but like $1 a pack, and you have them listed for like 10 or something, I just stop caring, right? I usually consider them non-sales. So like, I'm like, you know what? I usually do respond back to the people that are trying to be reasonable with their like combo orders. So I gave them like some time of the day, but I'm in the middle of listing, right? I don't want to be answering like too many questions about an order that I think in our history has shown not to actually result in a sale, right? Like too many messages about something. They asked me how many I had, what's the lowest price I can go. So I was like, well, I don't know. I have to go to the storage unit to check. I was like, I can probably do $7 a pack. I saw them going for like around 10 or 11. So I was like, yeah, I'll sell them all for 7, because I knew I had like 20 to 30 or something. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that sale any day. And then, yeah, they committed verbally in the messages, and then they were like, then there was issues because they're like, oh, I'm not going to get paid until like a few days. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll make the listing then. And then yesterday they were messaged me, and then they were like, okay, I got the money. It's earlier than I thought I could get the money. Where's the listing? And I was like, oh, well, give me like an hour or two, because I already went to the storage unit the day to get the normal stuff. And then I went to the storage unit to get the Hitbox cross-up arcade stick. I think I'm saying that correctly, because that person wanted it shipped out for a tournament. So that was a $300 sale. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to go back to the storage unit, because like we still had time to bring it back here, make the video, and then like ship out everything as long as it was before 5:30 or post office closes. Then it was fine. I was like, I did the math. I'm like, okay, we can do it. So after I dropped off the stuff, then I came back here, got the message from the person, Kaijudo person, and then I went all the way back to get these packs. I had to actually make a new listing. I like to make brand new listings when people when they're asking a lot of messages and questions. I want to have a listing to show eBay like, hey, I don't want to have to show messages about like what we agreed on. Here's the listing. I made a new listing. I didn't want to like edit it to say 26 packs and it being only showing 3. I think that's just better safe than sorry, especially if someone's sending a bunch of messages. Usually in my mind could be a problematic customer. So you want to make sure everything is legit. I got a new weight. I brought the scale there to make sure that I had the proper weight. This person was from Sweden, so it was going to be an international order. So for them, they're going to pay a lot more shipping. So I wanted them well protected still. And then I also wanted to make sure that the weight and dimensions were correct, because that's going to lower the price a lot for them, or make it as reasonable as possible. If I just said like, oh yeah, big box and 3 pounds, they probably might have been like, oh no, that's too much shipping for me, because all that stuff matters for eBay International Program, which is really good, by the way. That's what we use. So I also have a ruler there. I actually have like a mini setup. Like I have ways to basically list there. So I listed this set, they paid for it, and now it's getting shipped out today. So yeah, I basically went to the storage unit 3 times. All right, I'm done rambling about that. It was just an interesting story of someone messaging and it actually resulting in something where usually for us, it does not. That many questions and messages. All right, this was from Mercari. I think, which one did we sell this on? Mercari. All right, this is just like a storage container type of thing. It looks like wood, it's plastic. There is like a little crack right here, but it's not going to like affect the actual holding of papers and stuff like that. So yeah. No, this is pure plastic. It looks like wood. It is this is plastic. So like, I think I'm pretty sure if we go back in our listing, I'd disclose that. I don't know descriptions. If they copy from eBay into Mercari when it gets cross-listed, we'll find out. But yeah, this sold for what, $12 or $13 or $10 or something like that plus shipping. So yeah, we do pretty well with this kind of stuff. I'm kind of personally when I'm listing, and this is middle of the road for me because it's like big enough where it takes up too much space in a bin in a storage unit, and that stuff's very important to me, like the cost of space and storing stuff. But at the same time, they do sell at like an uncommon rate. So it is nice to get them sold, and they are cool pieces and people do buy them and people do use stuff like this. So yeah, I like the ones that are more unique. This one's kind of more, I feel like it looks cool, but like when you feel it and the plasticness of it, it's not as cool, at least to me. I don't know. I like the natural wood and stuff like that. So I like the unique stuff. Aneta has a really good eye for this kind of thing. Here, I don't know if I'm showing this properly enough, but yeah, Aneta has a really good eye for this type of thing, so I'm always going to trust her on it. But yeah, the space is the number one factor for me. All right, so that's everything for Thursday. A little bit more rambly about some of these items. I had little mini stories. eBay is really interesting to me. I like these little stories, these little adventures that like how I got the item, the person it's going to. Sometimes there's like messages, like aggressive ones, like for a PC game, City of Heroes, and I learned something, right? So I actually like it if someone can, if they aggressively message me, but I learned something from it. So now I know that there are, and I'll never forget that people are having their personal servers for this game, City of Heroes, which is cool because I actually played this game when it came out for a month. It's just cool to know that someone's appreciating it. And then, yeah, this like seeing actually getting rewarded. I don't know if I said the price for this. Oh, I'm sorry. This was $181 for these. These were $7 a piece. That's what we agreed upon. I probably could have gotten slightly more if I was patient, but this is really good. I actually forgot I had these. So yeah, it was cool just to get it out. It's a lot of money. That's important to us. That's going to pay bills. We do this full time. So it's like really, this is a good sale, right? So especially because we had some low days. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our shop down below. Let me know if you have any cool plans for the weekend. And I'm just going to ramble real quick about something else. We like to watch a TV show called The Circle. So we're going to watch The Circle at some point this coming weekend. It's season 7, a really cool show. It's a contest reality show. So if you're not into like reality shows or contest shows, you won't like it. It's not going to be anything new. If you actually enjoy that stuff and you want to like burn 4 to 8 hours and appreciate it for being a reality show and not be something super intense that you're going to digest, it's good. And then we got the golden season of Bachelorette, season 1 with, I think, Joan. So we're going to watch some of that. So yeah, a lot of reality stuff. Oh, and we're going to probably watch the Rings of Power episode. I don't know if it's out yet. See, we've just been busy with eBay, so we have all these backlog of cool TV shows that we're going to enjoy. Yeah, there you go. All right, have a good one. Have a good weekend.